Yep.
And I'd like to say that this is done, but it's not by a long shot. This is the... Oh, hell, which fender is this? Left one. Left front fender. This is the one where I had replaced the entire lower section of this fender. I've put a ton of bondo on here because I'm going to smooth it out, make it all nice and even. In reality, probably 90% of that will end up as dust on my floor. Same thing with here. Typically, you'll do some bondo, skim it down, put up another layer, skim that down. I am impatient, and I want to do just one layer of this stuff, so I put a little bit more on than is needed. You can see here where it's actually needed. The rest of this, and then there's a low spot here that I couldn't get out. This is what I'm hoping to repair, overcome, and so forth. So there we go. This, as I thought it would be, is an ugly ball of piss. Pepto-Bismol covered hot dog looking stuff. And again, you can kind of see in here where all those dimples and so forth were. This is the one that I've considered out not replacing, but after I painted it, after I primed it, did some work to it, I thought it'd be savable. So a big thick coat to get into the creases that I couldn't get out, although I have much less bondo on this than what it came with. I bought a new can of the stuff because I was out, and there it is. You can see just how much I've used if you use that as the measure of where it started off with. Basically, I put a dollop here onto there, add the cream hardener, mix it up, and then slather it on, and it's already nice and tough. Not ready for sanding yet because it'll foul up any sandpaper I use, so I'll probably wait until this cures overnight, get back into it in the morning. And this is the stuff I actually enjoy doing. I've had a lot of fun doing my frame. I've had a lot of fun doing the repairs on that thing, welding repairs, actual metal repairs, but this is the stuff I actually, no kidding, enjoy. I'll be wearing a respirator when I do the sanding down because this puts up a ton of dust. And even with the respirator, it'll end up in my nose and stuff like that. So, you know, it is what it is. I really enjoy this body work. I don't necessarily like slathering on so much bondo. It's certainly not my my go-to choice, but in some cases, there's nothing wrong with using it. And the old art of lead is almost dead and more toxic than this stuff. So there you go. It's this that has me a little bit not paused. Just I've got some concerns about this. Just because I'm not too familiar with the curves of this thing. I need to put more up in here. I'm not too familiar with the curves of this thing. It's my first MGA. So some of the curves that I am assuming may be incorrect. Actually, I'll put this skiff in here and then pack it in for the night. I could do some work in here. You can see the rivets a prior repair had used. And like I've used in the past, this repair panel for about an inch from this up is a homemade piece. And you can see that somebody used the same kind of process that I would have. You know, cut, and then formed it to the correct way in which it would be needed. These areas in here are the old brazes. I didn't take those out. I didn't take them all the way down anyway. At some point, I'm going to fill all of this in with fiberglass and make it smooth, and sand it down so that you can't Actually, I could do that tonight. I got time. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, quick epilogue. I did fill this with fiberglass, that tiger hair stuff, which just cures so goddamn quick. Love it. Yeah. So I'll let this cure overnight as well. I mean, I'm gonna be going in soon, but I could probably start shaping this with my angle grinder now. Yeah, that's just something else. And I did the same thing on the other side here. This didn't necessarily need it as much as the other one did. There was a piece up in here that had come through when I started banging it all back together, so I took care of that as well. I'll grind all that stuff down to a nice flat evenness, and then go from there. This actually turned out to be the nicer of the two fenders, except for that entire piece I replaced. I don't see a whole lot of fucked up in this. I mean, looking at the so whenever I look at a body panel, I look for the evenness of light, and if the basic reflection is marred or comes across as odd, I've got an issue with the with that surface. And the next best thing, once I start to grind this down, block sand it. I'll be doing guide coats. And I'll show how that works out. That's pretty good stuff. So, done for the night, I think. I suppose I could slather up my my rear fenders with... Yeah, this one really needs it. Here's a good example right there in the center of the screen of how the reflection comes off as marred. That piece there at some point got... Well, I did that. I actually pounded out a piece that had been caved in. Where's the other one? I could do the other... What time is it? Yeah, maybe I could. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow.